Figure that out later.
Hey, that's near you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, literally 6 hours away from me, Impact Wrestling invades Ohio, and we see who overcomes it all at against all odds as we go right into it because my account is budget friendly, but I digress. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Simply Predicting Impact Wrestling Edition. You know what this is. I'm the Simple Man of the Simple brand and the voice of the JMN, and my name is Noah Foster. With me tonight is the Impactful panel. One or two others might show up. We'll see what happens if their technology works out. But I'm always happy to see Christopher Ross, Jeff Chadwick, and the man of 1,000 last names, the General Jerry, against all odds tonight. Let's go around and get everybody's initial thoughts as we see what's to come at Against All Odds. We got Slammiversary, implications galore, and so much more in store. Jerry, let's start with you. How you feeling about this show tonight?
I feel caffeinated is how I feel.
Yeah, good deal. I got my Mountain Dew. I got my Mountain Dew Code Red, so I think we're good.
I'm behind on the predictions now because I completely slept through the last ones and didn't even put in my predictions for the last paper. But I think I'm going to make up some ground on this one, so I'm really excited to get into it.
All right, fair enough. Jeff Chadwick, good to see you. By the way, congrats again on the website. And folks, the roundtable will be back at the MLW Facebook channel, so just get in contact with him if you want to be a part of the conversation. Jeff, how are you feeling about Against All Odds tonight?
Well, from what I predicted, I feel pretty damn confident. Chris, watch out. I'm coming after you, buddy.
Well,
I think it's going to be a great pay-per-view, and I'm excited to see how the outcome of this pay-per-view ends up. So let's bring it on.
All right, well, shout out to Tim Tobin and James Hubert. Again, James, I just renewed my StreamYard, and I know you also talk about some new intro. We'll talk more behind the scenes. Stay tuned, folks, as me and James will be giving you the call tonight on the Jumping Dirt Multiverse of Media. But that being said, Chris, hey, man, we are, of course, the horseman of predictions. Shout out to Mark Griffith, who's not here due to the reasons, I'm sure, but I hope he's okay. And, yeah, you are still very much a front runner, though you're still behind me. But how you feeling about Impact Wrestling tonight?
I'm actually ready for it. It's going to be a good show. I know at 7:30 I'm going to be watching the Countdown show, their pre-show on YouTube. So I'll be watching that. And then 8 o'clock, I'm going to be watching Friday Night SmackDown as we are still on the road to Money in the Bank from London. It's gonna be a good show tonight, and I want to wish everybody the best of luck heading into the second half of 2023 with predictions.
Oh Lord,
this is gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, to say the least. As you perfectly
person win.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, just enjoy life, enjoy wrestling, and have fun with it. That's what I stand by. Shout out to the entire City Predictions family. Right? Yeah, we've only just begun, folks. Shout out to the entire City Predicting family. Got to add 0 to that because he definitely brought a lot to the conversation at Double or Nothing. I'm sure that won't be his last appearance. But yeah, as Chris alluded to, welcome to basically part 2 of the year 2023 in all things wrestling. Shout out to the W family. City Predicting still has so much ahead, and this is just the summer that's ahead. So stay tuned, folks, for more on this. But without further ado, as again, we are on a time restraint here, too, as we always are with Impact Wrestling. Let's get right into it. So once again, we're going to see who can overcome everything that stands in front of them, and we will see who rises against the odds. Because tonight, Impact Wrestling from Columbus, Ohio, at the Expo Center, where there's an anime convention going on, presents Impact Wrestling Against All Odds. And that will start, of course, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Ultimate Insiders on their YouTube channel and also Impact Plus subscribers. As Chris politely alluded to, though, you guys can get your free dose of Impact Wrestling tonight, courtesy of YouTube Fight and Impact Plus, with the countdown. And they provided us 2 quick little free matches here, so we'll talk about them for a brief moment. Ohio represents 2 great competitors straight out of the Ohio area. The Mother Effing King, Kylan King. She goes one-on-one against former knockout, Nevaeh, who also used to run with one Jessica Havoc. This match was just made today, but these 2 are no strangers to each other, both well-known out of the Ohio area. Kylan King out of Painesville, Ohio. That being said, long live the Coven. Everything favors the Coven right now. For me, this is just more momentum towards Taylor Wilde and Kylan King and their death grip on the Knockout Tag Team Championships and successfully retained them yesterday against the Dirtballs after Courtney Rush did make Terrell tap out, but the ref never saw it. That being said, Nevaeh, is it a one-off? Could she maybe become a dev doll? Or is there more than meets the eye with this little one-on-one encounter here? There's not much to say about this, though, because, again, it was just me on the spot. But still, suspension disbelief, especially after we saw with those two great Canadians in Sparks and Rising before Masha smashed and choked them out. Jerry, you got any thoughts on this little knockout singles exhibition?
I think it's just a nice way to get Nevaeh back into the mix since her and Jake Christ are actually married. So it'd be cool to actually have like the whole, Ohio against every. I keep on forgetting what their name is, but just have the whole faction
OVE, Ohio versus everything. Which again, Ohio
just have the whole faction back together would be nice. But I don't see it being her night. I think we're gonna get Kylie King actually getting a win on this one.
All right. Does anyone have any counter arguments towards that? I know, Chris, again, you're just learning Impact, so you've probably never even seen Nevaeh before. And Jeff, we've talked about Impact in the past. Nevaeh is no stranger to Impact Wrestling. Her and Jessica Havoc at one point had a fallout, and maybe this is the way they can reconcile it.
Very could well be. But I've got to go with Kylan King on this one. I think that, I know of Nevaeh, and I know a little bit about her, but I don't know a great deal about her. Kylan King, however, I do. So, Kylan King has someone in her corner, whereas Nevaeh currently does not. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but I've got King taking it.
All right. Shout out, of course, to the man whose name's on the marquee for my conjunctual partner in all things coverage of wrestling, Jeff Meacham. He stopped by. Thank you, Jeff. Stopping by quick as I set the stream up for tonight. Looking forward to everyone joining the WWE Multiverse of Media. Watch alongs as tonight pay-per-view at 7 p.m. Standard Time. If y'all haven't checked it out yet, go check out me and Jeff Meacham's coverage of Dominion, where we talked about the G1 Climax 33 participants, and the overall show was a very good pay-per-view. A lot of fun, too. And also, stay tuned for bracketology and coverage of G1 Climax 33, courtesy of me, and if he's okay to do so, the Wrestling Encyclopedia, Casey Gallagher. Casey, my best wishes go out to you. I hope you get well soon, man. I'm glad to know you're on the better side of things. Hello, Hassan. Good to see you. And shout out to everybody that's out there watching this, whether live or on demand. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. And get your predictions in. But if you do want to steer the conversation at any time in any direction, Super Chat at Cassidy 18 Studios. Super Chat, it's as simple as that. Shout out, by the way, so far to the 29. Let's put predictions in, including that limit too. Gianna Chanel, Alistair, Charlene. Oh, hello again, Kimberly. Sean Newson, Rocco's Martin Live. Chris Willis, Gina, King Kieta, Stu Sexton, our other horseman, Mark Griffith, Atomic Cody, among others. All right, well, that seemed pretty straightforward and simple. Let's go ahead and move into the other match that was booked for the countdown. And, pick. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm gonna say I'm agreeing with all you guys. Kylan King for the win.
Oh, hello, for King, the Tower, the former CCW champion. All right, well, I don't really have to say much about this next match, right? Because all I gotta do is say his name, right? Because who do we all believe in? Joe Hendry! As Joe Hendry defends the Digital Media Championship against Dirty Dangle for the second time, now that Dirty Dangle has pretty much taken the chair role as the spokesperson for the IWC based on his promos as of late. So we saw what happened at Under Siege. It was Joe Hendry that defended this championship by choice in the name of redemption for Santino Marella and for the Hit Attack backstage. And Dirty Dangle showed us a weirder side of him. I wouldn't say different, was weirder. And he got himself disqualified. At this point, the only thing I'm waiting for is when does Santino stick that cobra into Dirty Dangle's throat. That being said, we have this rematch once again because Joe Hendry wants revenge. So if you don't believe Joe Hendry's winning, I think you'd be foolish. But honestly, it just does seem to be out of nowhere. And again, the Junior Championship being defended only across the internet makes sense for the identity of this title. Chris, your thoughts on this match? And again, do you believe in Joe Hendry?
Well, in my prediction, I said Joe Hendry is going to retain, and I'm sticking to it. I believe Joe Hendry is going to win, and I do see Santino Marella getting involved in this match tonight, hitting the Cobra
Gosh.
on Dirty Dango, and personally, I could see Dirty Dango Santino Marella feud going into Slammiversary on Saturday, July 15th. So I could see them starting this feud after tonight, and then you build it up, and then you have their match at Slammiversary.
All right, fair enough. So that's one for Joe Hendry. So motivational, as Mr. Impact Craig here said. Thank you for stopping by and tuning in. Again, folks, please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, give it a thumbs up. Support my friends, Castle Studios and Jeff Meacham. Super chat, as simple as that, to steer the conversation. And Jeff, a majority do believe in the motivational Joe Hendry, but there are some people that are disbelievers and might just want to get weird with Dirty Dango, who couldn't get apparently a date on Total Divas. That freaking music video. Oh, damn, he went there. That was freaking hilarious. But Jeff, where do you stand in this Disney Championship match?
Well, obviously, I'm with Joe Hendry on this. I believe in him. He's gonna take the title.
I believe. Cindy believes. Anyway, continue.
Right. Exactly. I don't see. There's no possible way Dirty Dango. And how many people went with Dirty Dango? That's what I want to know, because we need to show them the way. That the only way there is to believe in Joe Hendry. So
I feel like they just did that out of spite. Or maybe they're just trying to go against the odds. 7 out of 30 picked Dirty Dango. It's not just one brave soul.
You 7 people got so much to learn.
All right. Jerry, do you believe that Joe Hendry will retain? Or does Dirty Dango surprise us in a weird way?
What was that?
That's the name for Joe Hendry? Okay. Joe Hendry. All right. I think we got it now. Say his name and he will appear. We believe in Joe Hendry. Very good.
Joe Hendry.
No, Joe Hendry. If I wouldn't get copyright dig, I'd be playing his theme right now. Anyway, folks, if you haven't figured it out by now, the poll here on the panel is unanimous because we believe in Joe Hendry. All right, that's enough of that. I never get tired. That is one of the cheesiest gimmicks I've ever seen, and he makes it work perfectly. Brilliant.
I don't know. This one was pretty cheesy.
I think he stands to hold that belt as long as Orange Cassidy is holding the international title.
That's fair take.
They both have like very interesting gimmicks to the point where, and they're both workhorses, really. So
they are.
I can see them both having long title reigns. So I'm all for it. I think it's great.
Yeah, to think he's held this title now for over 230 days, and he's only the 5th champion of this title. While Orange Cassidy, got to give the people what they want, has been holding down the AEW International Championship for 24 successful defenses, and it hasn't even been a year yet.
I was about to say, each week he's going against somebody different, and that's how they need to be. Like, that's how you build up a title, and that's how you build up a good reign. You don't like. It's not like how many reigns you actually get. It's the length of the reign for me. So,
length. That's a whole different conversation. Anyway, all right. Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. Yeah. All right. When I say dummy, you say yeah. Dummy, dummy, yeah. Shut up, dummy. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. Dummy, All right. Anyway, sorry, tangent. By the way, this is the front of the league for those that are wondering. I have the whole league up on Team Impact and Facebook. Ashley's still holding down first place. James is doing very well. Chris was right there in the dead middle. Jeff, you're right there. Jerry, yeah, you got some catching up to do, but you're still part of this fame, broth.
I slept.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I totally get that. And Disney Championship being defended internationally. Well, I mean, hey, it was defended in Canada, eh? So there you go. All right. Well, that was fun talk for the countdown. Let's get right into the main show. And since we're in Ohio, why not start off with something Ohio's known for? Fighting of a different sort. But in this case, look, I'm just calling it what I call it, especially to deal with these men. It is an Ohio street fight. It's a street fight match, folks. 6-man tag. The design takes on OVE, Ohio versus Everything. The returning Jake Chris, of course, who came alongside Cindy Cowhead's side and Rich Swann at Under Siege to get the better of the design. But Rich Swann right now is doing other things after getting his jaw jacked. So we go back to another running mate of OVE, Ohio's own. You might remember him working with Ace Austin, Madman Fulton. But the design has promised to, yeah, I love it too, Jerry. Design has promised to really take everything from Callahan in his home state. Well, this is your typical Impact Wrestling, balls to the walls, violence, insanity that's about to ensue. The question is, will the design have a design for victory, or has Sami Callahan finally reached step 7 of what he wants to do in destroying the design? Jerry, I'm going to start with you on this. Who you got?
I got OVE on this one. Not only is it like, their home turf, these are kind of 6-man tags I like, where each person seems like they have their own like role in it. You have Madman Fulton, and you've got like the other big dude, like pretty much a dude from the Ascension. I forget.
Khan, Khan, not forgotten brother, but yeah, someone that broke out from the wasteland. Khan, K-O-N.
The other one.
But yeah,
the other one.
You've got two very evenly matched teams, but they don't seem to realize is like OVE is pretty much all hardcore technicians. Pretty much, they've all came out of like CZW, I think, at one point or another. Insanity Championship Wrestling in Indianapolis, Heartland Wrestling Association, like back in the day for Ohio. That used to be a development territory for WWE, but they just were too violent in the long run, because that's where Moxley and Callahan and them were coming through like crazy.
The Switchblade.
I can actually see this is going to be a very, very violent match, and it's going to be fun to watch. But I think OVE is going to come out on top.
All right. Chris, the majority is going with OVE, 74%. Why? 26% do believe in the design that always say, I am violent, I am violent. That being said, they also have that whole army of violence, those yellow hooded hazardous figures that I guess get involved here too. Anything goes. First pinfall submission inside the ring, you win this match. Or street fight, excuse me. So, Chris, where do you stand on this? Considering that Sami Callihan got the better design at Under Siege. Is it 1-1? Or is it finally one and done, courtesy of OVE? Do
you guys think with the group leaders, with Sami Callihan and Deaner, do you guys think we're heading towards a final singles blow-off with these two?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. There's going to be eventually a one-on-one with Deaner and Sami Callihan before the design is fully destroyed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I know this is an Ohio street fight, and usually,
and you're an Ohio boy, no pressure.
When someone is in their hometown, do they usually lose in Impact Wrestling?
It's more of a mixed bag, but not as much as the other company.
Oh, because I'm like torn on this one. I know everybody's going for OVE. And in my prediction, I did pick OVE, but I might change it to the design, because this could be more. It could be more juicy and interesting with the design gain a win over the OVE, and maybe we get that final singles blow off. Maybe we're gonna get Deaner versus Sami Callihan at Slammiversary. And
considering, you had Moose versus freaking Sami Callihan and what was the ridiculous Monsters Wallace match one year. I think it was actually last year. I could see that.
And personally, as of now, I'm actually going to change my prediction. I'm going with the design to defeat OVE. I think we are going to get Diener and Sami Callihan face off each other at Slammiversary, possibly in a stipulation match.
This is a wild idea here, Jeff. Maybe this goes all the way to Lethal Lockdown with these two forces, which we haven't seen a Lethal Lockdown match. The period of time we've seen Hardcore War between Team Dreamer and Team Bully Ray most recently, but we haven't seen a Lethal Lockdown match in quite a period of time, mostly due to the way that arena is, I think. But Jeff, your thoughts on that? I'm kind of surprised it's not everybody's with Ohio here. Yeah. And if hey, Chris, you live in Ohio!
Hey, me and you, we both live in Ohio.
Yeah, all right. That's why I'm going with OVE. Ohio takes over everything. Anyway,
why aren't you going to the show?
Because of freaking response attack. Fuck it. Jeff, your thoughts on this match?
First off, I do want to make a point that he threw me off, and I'm trying to hold back my laughter. The fact that Chris said the word juicy is just hilarious.
Hey, what's worse, juicy or oozy?
Oozy.
I don't know, the way Sami Zayn said about the whole oozy thing was
that's the funnier. Only person that makes the word work. Right. Anyway,
exactly.
Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
So, as that they're in Ohio. I got a feeling that the Ohio boys is going to take this. I like where Chris was going with this. And honestly, I could see more or less, now that you mention it, I could see Lethal Lockdown as being the culmination. So I've got to go OVE.
All right. And again, folks, you guys can join the link. The forms in the description down below. You got till 6:45 p.m. Standard Time to make them final. And that includes these fine gentlemen right here. So that being said, okay, so we are with OVE, the description down below the video, I mean. Now we talk about OVE, let's talk about another group defined by three letters as the Impact World Tag Team Championships are on the line, being defended by Too Sweet, the ABC. As Ace Austin and Chris Bay on Friday defend the gold against the Good Hands. I'm, of course, talking about Jason Hotch and John Skyler, now under, well, I guess not the learning tree, but the professional guidance of the most professional wrestler in the industry, self-proclaimed, Ryan Myers. And so far, I'm just going to say this, Jeff, I'll give you this first. Last night, Impact Wrestling, Chris Berry got the better of Jason Hotch in one-on-one action, building momentum for the tag champs who are coming off a great successful defense, against Subculture at Under Siege. And just not to influence you, but everyone unanimously is voting for ABC to retain.
Well, geez. Well, I'm with them. I don't see. I don't see them losing this. I mean, true, they've got a great third man right now. And who better?
Former tag team champion in his own right, Ryan Meyer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a perfect fit for that group. So I mean, but it's not going to be enough to take the titles off of ABC. So I'm going with the champs.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Chris, let's see what Mr. Chris can see Bullet Club getting some help. Kind of hoping for Dan Maloney. Well, yeah, now that Dan Maloney turn is back in that Empire. But I feel like there's a bigger, once again, why is this a thing? Civil War brewing in Bullet Club. Civil War II. Not World War II. Well, I guess it would be World War II, just with less casualties, hopefully.
Yeah.
Anyway. Chris, what's your thoughts on this? ABC gets it done once again. Is it 1-2 Too Sweet in Ohio?
I'm agreeing with you guys. I have ABC retaining the Impact Tag Team Championships, and we're just going to have to find out and see who their next challengers are going to be at Slammiversary.
Yeah. Well, Jerry, a couple of good hands might get the job done under normal circumstances, but the way that we've seen ABC thrive as a tag team since the later half of last year, I believe they had their first tag team match together against Motor City Machine Guns and against All Odds of all things. Now they come 1 year later as the tag champions. So kind of playing justice, in my opinion, to really show how far they come in retaining. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, definitely. These guys are giving off a new Forgotten Sons vibe, and I really don't like it.
Right? Damn.
I initially had to look harder. I'm like, is that Macklin in the background? Because this would make so much more sense. But
Yeah, it's freaking Brian Myers. But here's somebody else in the background while you talk. Continue.
Yeah.
And then James can give his thoughts and bring him in.
But yeah, that's I'm with you guys on this one. ABC for life.
Well, there you go. James Hebert, welcome to the Impactful panel. Good to see you, my friend. We just are talking about right now the Impact World Tag Team Championships. You really haven't missed much. We all believe in Joe Hendry. We believe Kylan King's going to win because you don't bet against the Tower. And you don't bet against Ohio. But that being said, right now on this match, what's your thoughts on this? And how you've been feeling about Ace Austin and Chris Bay and their role as part of Bullet Club, it seems. Could there maybe be some influence based on the result behind that? You're muted. Botch!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, what was the question?
Do you have an ABC retaining? And could this...
fuck it. I don't even care. Okay, ABC for the win, first off. Let me tell you. ABC. Let me tell you why I'm fucking late, because I was supposed to be here right on time. I literally got in front of my computer. So... we have a storm here, as everybody freaking knows in the chat, all right? So the storm decided right at the last possible fucking minute to rewire every drive to, guess what, on my multi-tab USB port, not fucking work. So, of course, I had to fucking fix that right a fucking way, because 2 of those drives, one project I've been working on for like 6-7 years now, the other one fucking I've been working on for like a year and a half. So I couldn't fucking let those pass up, and those were like the top priority. So I had to fucking fix it. I couldn't even fucking do anything except fix the shit, right? So that's what I was doing. Then I come back on here, and everything just decided to turn off at once. And then I find out it's the fucking multi-tap that's the problem. So I had to unplug the multi-tap, plug the fucking thing back into a different port. Then I got everything to fucking work magically again. Right after I get done with that, my fucking setup for my webcam, my ring light, decided to fall the fuck down. And then I had to fucking I had to tape the thing back together, because the way my shit's set up is fucky. And I have to make sure that Scotch tape is all around the ring light, so that way it stays on the thing. So then I'm just fucking making sure that's all set and ready to go. And then by the time I get that going, turns out my webcam isn't fucking working. So then I had to go through the goddamn webcam settings to make sure that shit fucking worked. Then it finally fucking worked. Now I'm finally fucking here.
And that was a day in the life of James Hebert. As we look now at the weather, you see that the rain though has moved over towards the Midwest here. And you see that we got a high wind front moving towards the Southwest. And okay, enough of this bullshit. Jeez, James. I mean, I've heard of technical issues and freaking not everything working with you, but wow, bro.
Yeah. By the way, your webcam is the microphone, not your headset mic. Anyway, yeah, it's fucked. That was absurd. Anyway, yeah, Ace Austin and Chris Bay for the win. There was no other matches I missed other than the Joe Hendry match.
There was the Ohio Street Fight with OVE versus the Design, and I believe that's it.
Okay, cool. That's good to know.
All right, let's cool you down now. White Noise, tranquilo. After we've had
say, whose white noise do I hear?
Someone's fan.
It's probably mine. I am not turning off the AC or fan.
Yeah,
You're good.
I don't have no problem with it. Shoot, my show. Anyway, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get James back into a good mindset as he talks about great professional wrestling. Damn it! But I digress. So, James, why don't you kick things off with this, which really comes to a battle, I feel, of pride, but also generational leaders of Impact Wrestling. And we're really going to see who has the heart and soul here. As Eddie Edwards goes one-on-one for the first time ever against, you guessed it, Frankie Kazarian. The biggest thing to think about with these two, Eddie Edwards is a former Impact World Champion. Frankie Kazarian is a multiple-time X Division champion, never achieved it. Eddie Edwards believes that he is the heart, the soul of Impact Wrestling, and always has been. Why Frankie Kazarian says he's out here to build a legacy, to move forward this company, bring it to greater heights, and raise the talent. Eddie Edwards calls that bullshit. That being said, we saw what happened most recently when these two had an altercation on the stage, and Alicia Edwards tried to get involved, and she got thrown out by Frankie Kazarian. I would not be surprised, though, if the Ride and Die couple tried to make this a handicap affair, and that might give the edge to Eddie Edwards. So, James, where do you stand on this grudge match? First time ever encounter. You're muted. Botch.
Jesus Christ. Okay, how about now?
Yeah, so you're fine. You're fine, good sir.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm still all out of sorts.
It's okay. Ooh, I like this idea.
So Eddie Edwards needs to win more so than Frankie does, because Frankie is going to have a shot at the title at some point this year. Eddie Edwards has not had a big win since PCO, and I feel he kind of needs it. Maybe there's other wins that he did have. I just can't remember them off the top of my head. And to be fair, I'm still kind of reeling from that bullshit I just went through. So I'm gonna go with Eddie Edwards. But yeah, that's what I'm going with.
All right, fair enough. This is a good idea here. We talk about Slammiversary. I mean, hey, we got a Ride or Die couple. Why not get the Rebel and his partner Ride and Die in life as well, and a former Knockout Raid herself, Tracy Brooks. Maybe we get a mixed tag team matching in the Slammiversary based on what happens here. So, Jeff, where do you stand on this? Could this be something that happens, and could this lead to Eddie Edwards winning tonight?
Well, I do see her playing a part in this match and getting Edwards the win. And I could see Brooks coming back after the match. And so I could definitely see the mixed tag. So it, Kazarian, he's there to, I guess you could say, put over the other talent because he is the veteran in this match. So practically in most matches, he's the veteran. So,
Right.
I got to give this to Eddie with the help, of course, of the sidekick.
Got Alicia Edwards and her new heelish attitude. How far has that taken her so far, though? Let's see here. Jerry, this match is almost literally 50-50, but 51-49, 16-15 in poll numbers. People did go with Frankie Kazarian, but this idea, Tracy Brooks and maybe a mixed tag team match coming into play here, that does lead me more now to believe that Eddie Edwards might win this. And it being the first time ever, it does set up for probably a longer-term rivalry, keeping both these men busy while they're not even being involved in determining the next number one contender for the Impact World Championship. So, Jerry, where do you stand?
I definitely see Eddie Edwards needing to win here, but at the same time, I just feel Kazarian's still going to pull it off. Maybe it leads to some sort of crisis where Eddie Edwards just can't pick up a win. I like it. I usually like him more in the underdog stories anyway. So I'm going to go with Kazarian right now to pick up the win. And that would be really cool for Tracy Brooks to come in, get involved, and actually, help him win the match. So.
I see. You had enough of the BS. You don't put your hands on my man, and only I can do that because Tracy Brooks could literally be, for all we know, sitting in attendance. This whole idea, though, if you eliminate the Tracy Brooks factor in tonight, I still kind of am leaning towards Frankie Kazarian like you, because Frankie Kazarian is out to prove a point. Again, neither of these men have really picked up a big win recently, to James's point. But I do feel right now, when you figure about who needs the momentum going forward into something, Eddie Edwards being a heel, he's going to make sure he's always a talking point. Doesn't need a victory. So I think Frankie Kazarian's going to come out on top here, too. So right now we are split right down the middle. So, Chris, where do you stand?
I'm going to give you guys a little stat for you guys.
Taking Stat Boy's job at this point. Go check out the sports bar, folks. Continue.
I had no idea that you guys know that Frankie Kazarian and Eddie Edwards were both trained by Killer Karofsky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Nice.
That's the root.
I mean, no, we're like, duh.
I mean, you're looking to this stuff when you cover.
I didn't know that.
Like I said, I do a little bit of history when it comes to people I connect and now talk about in wrestling being a commentator for fun. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. This is going to be a great match, and this is their first time encounter. So
1-on-1.
So this is going to be who wants it more and who is all about pushing the company forward.
Right.
I had in my prediction Frankie Kazarian for the win. If this is a one and done, I feel Frankie Kazarian needs this win. I do believe Frankie Kazarian is going to win tonight. I wouldn't surprise me if Eddie Edwards get the win and we do maybe get another match down the road, maybe Slammiversary or
next stop.
Or then the next stop is Slammiversary. But I think Frankie Kazarian is going to win and he's going to possibly challenge for a world championship later on in the year.
All right.
Well,
yeah.
Here's my thought process with that too. Is if Tracy Brooks does get involved, that sets up for a mixed tag at Slammiversary.
Right.
Exactly. And Slammiversary is all about those big time moments and also honoring the past. And Tracy Brooks is a legend. She is a former knockout trailblazer.
She is the original like TNA knockout in my
opinion. Yeah, you think about Awesome Kong, Gail Kim, you think about Taylor Wilde. Tracy Brooks was literally the beginning of that.
Yep.
And yes, folks, I do remember the whole thing with Jay Chung and Dynasty as well, but Jay Chung is not an in-ring participant. Just saying. Anyway, all right. This was one of the first matches on this card that truly could go either way. So, again, I like the fact this was very split down the middle. Now let's see if we get a similar designation when it comes to the match that could steal the show, because that's what this division's done since its inception. Here we go. Trey Miguel, Ohio represent, Toledo, Ohio represent, by the way. The current X Division champion goes one-on-one once again against, say it with me, Hail Sabin, the former 8-time X Division champion, looking for the 9-time history-making moment, Chris Sabin. We saw how close Trey came to losing the title at Under Siege. If it wasn't for a can of green spray paint and a referee out of position, very well could have been a new champion. He literally has said there will be no buts, there will be no asterisks, there will be no controversy. I am the generational champion. Time has passed you by, Chris Sabin, and I'm going to prove it once for all tonight. So where do the odds stand? In the champion's favor or the challenger's favor? Chris Sabin, again, who has been a trailblazer for this company, former Impact World Champion, by the way, literally in a 20-year history. It's almost like right now, I look at the Motion Machine Guns, they're not worried about going after the tag gold anytime soon. They want single accomplishments. And for Chris Sabin, this is the single accomplishment he is looking for. But how many times do you get this chance? So, I think he might be going for broke here. That being said, Jeff, what's your thoughts on this? Does Chris Sabin make history, or does Trey Miguel once again show you why you put some damn respect on his name and why he truly is the face of the X Division?
Well, first of all, Miguel has had an incredible run with this title. So
yes, he has.
You can't knock what the guy does. And Sabin, it speaks for itself. Multiple time tag team champion. He's won multiple titles in Impact. But this is one that he's not going to get. I'm going with Trey Miguel. The one thing I do want to mention, and pardon me, it's just the allergies are getting me.
No problem.
is I don't like the fact that he disgraced the X Division Championship, because now we're going back to WCW when Hogan did it to Big Gold.
Oh.
And it's kind of like a repeat if you want to go that particular route. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. The X Division Championship is one of the most sought after titles in Impact because of the Option C thing, and that brings me thinking, okay, when is Trey possibly going to use Option C? Is he going to? Another thing is, like, if he loses it, do they have another title ready to go, another X Division title to replace the one that's, spray painted? That's
fair.
But, I gotta say, Miguel has had an incredible run with this title, and I think he's going to continue on. As much as I want Sabin to win it, I got to go with Trey Miguel.
All right, then. Well, the majority are going with the champion here, but James, Casa 18 Studios says it's time for Trey to lose it. # Hail Sabin. What's your thoughts on this?
I think Trey Miguel has to retain here. He's on a roll right now. How long ago did he win it? He didn't win it that long ago.
No.
He's had this title now for over 200 days. This will be his ninth defense.
Okay. So maybe that's.
God, it doesn't seem like it.
I know, right?
Doesn't
Crazy.
seem like it. It seems like it's been a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like he's gonna go the full. He won this after Frankie tried to cash in for option C last time.
Correct. He won it in the vacated tournament, and he's already defended successfully in both Ultimate X and Monsters Ball.
Yeah, I could see him going the full 365 before relinquishing it and then going for the title. That's what I think is going to happen here.
All right. Chris, where do you stand on this? Do you believe that Saban's going to make history, or does Trey maybe continue holding it? Will he actually exercise option C as we go into the later half of the year? Because I believe Turning Point has to be coming soon, and that usually is the time they cashed in. If not, Bound for Glory.
Well, Trey Miguel, yeah, I'm going to say this. Trey Miguel looks like Ricochet. I have
Oh, for the love of God!
I have to say it. But this match is going to be great. This match is going to steal the show, and I'm actually looking forward on this match here tonight between Trey Miguel, Chris Sabin. In my prediction, I have Trey Miguel retaining. He's been on an unbelievable run as X Division Championship, and I don't see Trey Miguel losing anytime soon. So I think Trey Miguel keeps the X Division Championship here tonight.
All right. Well, Jerry's been staying cool under pressure and against Mother Nature. Jerry, I saved you for last because I know how far back you go with both members of Motor City Machine Guns. So, does Chris Sabin get it done here? Does Trey Miguel really define that he is a generational champion, being probably the standard bearer of the X Division since its inception? What's your thoughts?
I think we're going to get an extremely long run out of Trey Miguel. And it's going to be, he's just going to be picking up, he's going to be almost going to become like the legend killer of the X Division at this point. They're going to bring in as many people as they can to try to get the belt off of them. And it's just not going to happen. It's going to take somebody new, fresh, like super exciting to take the belt off him. I think he's going to come back around to Speedball Mike Bailey. I really do. But for right now, like Chris Sabin is just going to.
Oops.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, he's staying cool, but his device is not bearing the heat. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think I know what he was going to say. We'll see if he gets back in here, folks. Again, folks, remember to stay cool under pressure. And as your friendly IT guy, always make sure your devices avoid overheating. This is why it's always better to work off a computer versus a smartphone. Thank you. That being said, before we get into our regularly scheduled programming, you stop it! Fuck that friggin' jack! Anyway.
No, I'm sorry, bro, but I have to. Can you please turn your microphone down if you're gonna scream in my ear?
Oh, sorry.
My fucking eardrums damn near exploded.
Well, whoops. My bad. I don't know why that happened. Usually it auto-adjusts, so maybe it just freaking happened for a reason. Everything's just going off the rails.
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry, bro.
No,
Anyway. All right, while Jerry gets his device in order, so far the consensus does believe that Trey will retain. I'm kind of surprised that nobody did go with Chris Sabin. Again, with Chris Sabin, all right, let's see if we can do this one more time. With Chris Sabin, I do wonder, like, does he need to do this, or is he just out here once again for the guys, like you're talking about with Frankie Kazarian? All right, let's see here while we wait for Jerry to come back out of the blackness. There we go. Jerry, you're back.
I'm pretty sure all of James's bad weather juju has been shifted over to my laptop now.
Well, apparently it's been shifted over to Noah's microphone issues also, because he still sounds loud as hell. I don't know why.
I really still sound loud as hell, huh?
Yeah. It's like you're overpowering just about damn near everybody.
Oh, interesting. All right, well.
But yeah,
whatever.
You can fix it later. It's simply predicting we're all right.
Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out now. Maybe that'll help you. I turn off automatic adjust, and we'll see if that actually does anything.
I would turn the microphone down like 60 to 60%, and that should probably help it.
We'll do 50 and see what goes from there. All right,
go, perfect.
Let's go ahead and continue moving down this card. Now that we've restored a little bit of order here, and I'm going to ignore our producer and man of the marquee for now because I'm not trying to raise my blood pressure when it's 80 degrees here. And that's your actual weather report because that graphic's actually out of date. I got to update it. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Once again, we talked about the X division. We talked about the tag team division. Now let's go ahead and talk more thoroughly about and I still believe it to this day, the most respected, well-booked, well-defined, most diverse, most flexible women's division on the Western Front in all professional wrestling. And that is the Knockouts. And will we see who will be the other's Valentine in what Killer Kelly simply calls her favorite playtime, with probably the ultimate playmate to date? Gentlemen, here we fucking go. For the first time ever in their respective careers, it is Masha Slamovich versus Killer Kelly 1-on-1 in a dog collar match. What in the hell are these two psychos going to unleash while chained? I cannot wait for this, and it still pisses me off I'm not seeing this live, but I digress. Okay, so simply put, we saw Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich have a one-on-one match on Impact Wrestling. It was Masha who got the win, but still ended up falling in Killer Kelly's clutches to sleep. Masha wouldn't accept that. They literally attempted her backstage to the point that Masha choked out Killer Kelly and put her to sleep with electric cable. Killer Kelly got some revenge and literally came back straight out of a biker gang, it seemed, with her own steel chain and put Masha to sleep. Then James and I literally saw these two catfight berating on Under Siege through the announce area, through the audience, and through the backstage area, much to me and James' happiness, I'm sure. And we were wondering what the hell is it going to take for these two? We got to come find them. A cage, maybe? Well, apparently we learned what the answer was. Yesterday on Impact Wrestling, between Terra Rising and Sparks, probably if I screw up your name, great one-on-one match, but Masha came out to prove a point and literally choked both women out, and that's when we officially learned she challenged Killer Kelly to a dog collar match. I don't know the rest of the stuff she spouted off in Russia. That being said, this is as blank as it goes. Who really needs to win here? Who wants to win here? With Killer Kelly lately, I don't think she wants to win. She just wants to inflict her dose of pain that's fun enough for her till she gets enough. One of these two is literally going to have to incapacitate the other if this thing's going to end. So when we look at Cody versus Brodie Lee, we talk about all the way back to Greg the Hammer Valentine. You talk about CM Punk. You talk about Raven. You talk about countless others that have been involved in this match that has really ended careers. I don't think these two are going to end each other, but they're damn sure going to try to. That being said, Jeff, which one of these crazy psychopaths do you have coming out as the victor in this dog collar match?
Well, first of all, whenever I've seen Killer Kelly lately in Impact, she hasn't gotten the best win-loss record. But this match here is definitely up her alley. So you could give the advantage to her, but you could also give the advantage to Masha because we all know how crazy and psycho she can get.
Former GCW heavyweight champion, if that tells you anything.
Yep. And, you know, I think that even though it was, I missed Impact yesterday, so it was Kelly that introduced the match, correct?
No, it was Masha during the BTI, before the Impact.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got to go Masha on this one. I think this is going to be another loss for Kelly. Although Kelly, I think, is going to, she's going to come very, very close to beating Masha. I think we're going to see like literally inches off the mat, kind of close. 2 9/10 kind of thing. But I got Masha in this one.
And Jeff makes a fair point here. No victors, only survivors. Ask the Hammer, the Rowdy One, the Second City Sane, the AEW World Champion. Again, I mentioned some of those names, and truth be told, you're right. This is one of those matches where you don't win, you survive. But who comes out better in the end, in some capacity, I feel remains to be seen. That being said, Chris, your thoughts on this?
What is the majority thinking?
Nearly 50% again, but a majority, 56%, are going with Masha Slamovich, considering her run in Impact Wrestling, to Jeff's point, is definitely a stronger win-loss record, considering she was undefeated during most of it.
Well, let's take a look at the history of the dog collar matches. We had CM Punk versus MJF
Most recently.
last year at 2022 at AEW Revolution.
Right.
Then you look at, you guys forgot about this. One of the best tag team dog collar matches that I have been a part of.
That's fair.
Last year. And you have to give that respect. You have to give respect to FTR and the Briscoes. You got to. And personally, after that match, I was like, I had respect for both tag teams. And that's why I'm going to be a fan of FTR and the Briscoes for my rest of my life.
Respect.
In this match with the women, is this the first women's dog collar match in wrestling history or no?
No, not by a long shot. Dog collar matches have been the inception of the wrestling industry for both men and women since the 1990s, and I'm not just talking about ECW. But this is the first knockouts dog collar match in quite a long time. Previously, they had like what they called a demon dog collar with Sue Young and Rosemary, but that was a while back. This just straight up is just two women that are going to beat the shit out of each other while chained.
Well, this match can go either way.
Exactly.
How she's been booked recently, I feel Killer Kelly, she's been booked pretty, maybe she don't have the win-loss record, but overall, you can give Killer Kelly that win and maybe go into a post-women's title bout, or you could have Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly form a tag team with one another.
Yeah. And to be fair, JJ, that might be before his time. But yes, that's the standard that I was talking about at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But as of now, I have Masha Slamovich winning it. But part of me does want to go for Killer Kelly. And I'm actually going to change that. I'm going for Killer Kelly for the win.
Jerry, Masha Slamovich has had previous attempts twice now, I believe, for the Knockouts World Championship. Fell short. She fell short to Jordan Grace. She fell short to Mickie James. She also was part of Hardcore War at Rebellion on the losing side of things. Killer Kelly's run so far in Impact Wrestling has been anything but triumphant. It's been very mixed, yet she seems very happy about it. Again, it's one of those things where I look at Killer Kelly and her return to the industry. She is happy to fuck people up. So, that being said, I figured about the hard to kill fatal four-way, how close she came to win that, came up short. She got the loss against Masha, but she put the woman to sleep. And at this point, she's just having fun. But I do feel like there's a point where you gotta have enough fun in games and get serious. Killer Kelly in a dog collar match screams all the serious I need for the former first ever WXW Women's Champion. So something in me actually goes with Killer Kelly, considering she has been involved on the, I guess you could say, house shows, if you want to, of the Impact Wrestling scene back in Chicago. Even going one-on-one against the Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo. And I'm still waiting for that to actually be on pay-per-view, in my opinion. She deserves a chance at the title. For me, I want Killer Kelly to get her first chance on screen at the championship, and I feel like she has to go for Masha to do that. So just with that in mind, I'm going with Killer Kelly to win, but what's your stand on this? And maybe go further. Could this possibly lead to these two becoming a tag team?
All right, first off, Killer Kelly in a dog collar.
Yes, what are you trying to say?
Oh, yes. Very much so.
Yes, very good. No,
I agree.
James, be professional here, damn it!
That was professional. I agreed professionally.
That's about as professional as I'm going to get.
I agreed professionally with his opinion.
all right, fine. I second it. Now, Jerry, your actual opinion of the match.
Yum. I think by the end of it, they're
stay PG, folks.
Yep. I agree.
Anyhow.
Stay PG, folks. Fuck you.
I think we lost.
Phenomenal.
We lost.
There we go.
Oy.
Anyhow,
There you go,
before my signal cuts out again, by the end of it, I see them being just complete bloody messes. But I see Masa winning, but I see Killer Kelly smiling after she loses, just from the amount of carnage that they cause. And after a while, that's what's going to translate to them becoming a tag team. In fact, they both just love destroying shit. They love destroying people. They love destroying their environment. They just love destroying
each other.
And that's going to lead to them teaming up and winning the Knockouts tag titles somewhere within the next month or two. I can actually see it happening so quickly as Slammiversary.
That you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, I think about Bad Blood Steel to Hell in the Cell with Shawn Michaels and Triple H when they bludgeoned each other beyond all belief and both were taken out on a stretcher. I get similar vibes with these two of how far they're willing to go against each other. As somebody who likes violence, I'm going to really enjoy watching this. But seeing these two come together, versing each other, it just seems poetic, actually. So, yeah, I think you're on the bubble there. And even if I'm wrong, you know what? At the end of the day, Killer Kelly's just going to have fun. That's all that matters. So, yeah, I can see this being the team to dethrone the Coven since the Dark Dolls fell short now twice with the return of Courtney Rush, which, again, I wonder if Cherry Bomb's somewhere in the Undead Realm. But, okay, so I guess I'm the odd one out. I'm going with Killer Kelly here, but everyone else is going with Masha. That's fair. Former GCW heavyweight champion. Or GCW, excuse me.
I went with Killer Kelly.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. You did, Shane.
Yes, fuck Chris's opinion.
Again, after what Chris and you just did a moment ago, I'm all flustered. Anyway.
What about my opinion?
I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry. I did save you for last. So, James, where do you stand on Masha versus Killer Kelly? I think the tag team thing is imminent, but who gets the respect in the end at the end of this conflict?
Okay, great. Okay, so the first thing that I gotta get out of the way and just be blunt about it. Killer Kelly's got a nice ass. Sorry,
fantastic one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. See, we agree professionally on this. But no,
they were a highlight for me for NXT UK for a little bit there.
I agree. But yeah. Besides that, I think Killer Kelly's going to win this because I think it doesn't really matter who wins this. I'd be happy either way as long as the end result is they become tag team and they fuck people up and they win the tag titles because of it.
Oh, there you go. I mean, did you propose this tag team a while back and wanted to form a trio with legit Layla Hirsch?
Yeah, you still want that. I still want that. Still want that.
I don't know if legit Layla Hirsch will ever make an impact, but I mean, I know she's coming back soon. But I wouldn't rule it out. And legit Layla Hirsch and Masha and Killer Kelly are no strangers to each other in any capacity.
If you actually took the Impact partnership seriously, maybe it could fucking happen. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
I don't know. I don't know who said that.
You'd have a little puppet right next to you. Just.
Oh gosh.
All right, it is Kermit the Frog here. Commentating on Against All Odds.
I feel like Kermit would literally. You know what? I'm not going to go there because we're going to go down a road that I don't want to go down. And yes, I am, Jeff, because this is what happens with me. Somehow my mentality, though, still stands strong as it is. But again, if I was there live, it'd probably be broken. But anyway, kind of wish it was.
It's his professionalism. That's a great one, Jeff.
Pretend his professionalism. I'm just simple, dude. I do this for fun. I don't get paid for it. All right.
You're still a professional out of all of us here.
Well, you're nice, but I am what I am. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to...
I am all I am. Sorry, continue.
I have no idea what that was. Anyway.
Out of the Hedgehog. You know this.
I didn't hear half of the beginning part of that because I was saying something.
I forgot. We did forget one thing. Hey, James, Do you believe in Joe Hendry?
Of course.
Okay, there you
Just
go.
make sure.
Yeah, that has not changed, by the way. The consensus of this panel is unanimous in believing in Joe Hendry. And I'm going to leave it at that before I go on a rant again and nearly blow James' head. By the way, James, does this sound better to you?
Yeah, way better. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Again, he knows more about this audio stuff than I do. I just go with the auto settings, but auto settings finally fucked up. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about this first time ever for Impact Wrestling. Again, Impact Wrestling always being their turn. You think about the six-sided ring. You think about Feast or Fire. You think about the Reverse Battle Royal. Don't ever do that shit again. Let's go ahead and talk about this first time ever, what truly defines overcoming the odds. This is an 8-4-1 match, and it goes like this. It starts with an 8-man tag, 4-on-4. The winning team will then face each other in a no disqualification, no count-out, fatal 4-way. And the winner of that match will go on to Slammiversary to challenge for the Impact World Championship. And your 8 participants and your 2 teams of 4 are as follows. Former Impact World Champions and people still looking for their first time ever. On one side, you have Bully Ray, Jonathan Gresham, Heath, and Nick Aldis taking on, this is just freaking formula for disaster on all fronts. Moose, Speedball Mike Bailey, Rich Swann, and Perfect Creation 1, PCO. Again, folks, what first happens here is one of these foursomes has to coexist long enough to win. Then they face each other in a fatal 4-way. And the winner of that becomes the contender. The bottom line is, out of these 8 men, who do you see being the main event, potentially, at Slammiversary challenging for the Impact World Championship? Speedball Mike Bailey went 60 minutes. Josh Alexander fell short. Rich Swann, a former Impact World Champion. PCO, he fell short against Steve Macklin in one of the bloodiest matches we ever called, James. Moose, the former Impact World Champion, until he lost it at Rebellion last year. Nick Aldis, the real World Champion, held NWA title for 1,000 days. Former Impact World Champion of Madness, but here to do it right this time. He has yet to win the big prize. Faced Moose recently for it last year. Fell short. Jonathan Gresham's looking to be the foundation of Impact Wrestling, and this will be his first opportunity to try and become #1 contender again, because he has yet to hold the Impact World title. And then you got Bully Ray. God help us if Aces and Aces recreated. But he's also here to become, I believe he said, a 3-time Impact World Champion. So, again, it's all over the place. But majority are going with the guy you see wearing that towel and that robe, the national treasure, Nick Aldis. So that being said, James, you kick things off here. 8-4-1. Who's your one?
I'm going with Aldis too. I feel like the natural next #1 contender is definitely going to be Aldis, because we've seen what Steve Macklin can do against a hardcore guy, high flyer, submission technician. Now, what does he do against a pure grappler? That's going to be the real question. And Aldis is a fine choice to be the #1 contender. I think that Macklin's going to win in the end, but he's going to win this match so that way that, Steve Macklin can build on his resume a bit. So there you go. And hell, he'll be beating a former NWA World Champion. So there you go.
Man, you're just already booking Slammiversary in advance, not giving Alex Shelley a chance.
I'm a booker, goddammit. I do it for a fucking...
I know, Way Up Youth Wrestling, you do it for a living, you fantasy book. That is part of your creative genius, and that's also part of the reason why we appreciate you. And to be fair...
Or in my absolute psychotic mind, you be the judge.
Both, definitely both.
Where is his mind?
I agree.
Soft shell, hard shell, both. Yes.
It's like I'm Hulk, like Foresight Hulk Hogan. I totally am, dude. Or maybe I'm not, brother.
I learned yesterday he can't spell chic for shit.
And that's why Iron Sheik was right when he always called him a jabroni. And fuck that jabroni. Iron Sheik, R.I.P. That being said, Jerry, where do you stand in this? 28 people are going with Nick Aldis, and pretty much you got 2 people that pick Speedball, 2 people that pick Bully Ray. 1 person picked Jonathan Gresham, 1 person picked PCO. Nobody picked Heath. Nobody picked Rich Swann. Where do you stand in this 8-4-1?
I'm like everybody else at this point. Nick Aldis is probably going to end up winning this match. It's kind of a marquee name for Impact right now, especially him coming off of the whole NWA Championship thing. And if they're going to try to build up, like James said, if they're trying to build up Macklin's resume, a win over the a former NWA champion, that'd be pretty huge. But I can honestly say we have enough time that a third participant could be added into a mix somewhere before Slammiversary for that world title. So I'm leaving my mind open for that. But for right now, I definitely see Nick Aldis at least winning this match to go on to Slammiversary for a championship.
I do feel like Bully Ray, though, is going to be involved still in some capacity because Bully Ray said himself he's not leaving anytime soon. If he's willing to put Scott D'Amore for a flaming table, who knows what he'll do here in defeat or try and win.
That's what I'm saying. He could easily find a way into a match by Slammiversary and make it a triple threat, between Bully Ray, Nick Aldis, and Steve Macklin would actually be a very damn good match.
And Mayhem for All. But yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with y'all. I do think Nick Aldis is the most logical choice here since he just returned. And again, he's trying to do everything right. And you're trying to build Steve Macklin up for, I'm sure, what's going to be a long-term title run in a normal world. And Impact Wrestling is pretty consistent when it comes to that type of stuff and actually the prestige of their championships and identity and variety. But anyway, yeah.
Who is the longest reigning one at Impact at this point?
That would still be Josh Alexander at this point. He surpassed everybody, including Bobby Roode. So that's Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander is the benchmark now that everybody has to try and pass. And right now, that's on Steve Macklin. That being said, I do agree with both of you. I think Nick Aldis will be the one to overcome the 8 and the 4-way as well. Jeff, where do you stand in this? Do you have Nick Aldis as well, or could you see an upset with somebody else?
Well, you can't have someone come in the company, especially someone with a big name like Nick Aldis, and not be there for a reason.
Exactly.
That reason is to go after that heavyweight title. So I've got Team Bully, but I've got Nick Aldis taking it all.
There you go. Chris, where do you stand in this? Are you going to go with Heath because he's from WWE?
No, I am not.
And he's got kids.
Yes, he has kids. I know. We all know he has kids.
Jerry, you took the words out of my mouth, but hey, I appreciate you no matter what. But I got Team Bully winning this, and I do also believe Nick Aldis is going to win here because he came back to the company at Rebellion, and he was on commentator for the Impact World Championship match with Macklin and Kushida. So that gives you a sign that we're going to be in for Steve Macklin versus Nick Aldis for the Impact World Championship at Slammiversary. And if that does happen, we're going to be in for a banger of a match at Slammiversary.
Yeah, and again, Slammiversary, of course, that celebrates the legacy of this company now in their 21st year of their inception. It just makes so much sense for me to see a former Impact World Champion, the pedigree that Nick Aldis has become since leaving and returning to the company, involved in the biggest light. So I just feel like right now, Nick Aldis is the safe pick. Yes, Jerry. And apparently, Jeff is not going to shit about his kids.
Take into consideration also if it does get turned into a triple threat match for Slammiversary, that easily turns it also into a hardcore match.
Yeah,
that's true because there's no disqualification, and the tables would probably come out in spades, not aces. All right.
How much longer is Josh Alexander out for?
I mean, again, torn ACL. I mean, you saw how long Statman was out for. It's going to be a while. I'm glad that the surgery was successful, but when he literally tore it off the bone, you're not coming back anytime soon. And I know he's going to be watching Slammiversary with bated breath. Get well soon, Walking Weapon.
I think he's with Josh Alexander. I feel he's probably. I'm going to say he's going to come back during 2024, and I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you, if Steve Macklin's still champion, I have a gut feeling the original plan was for Steve Macklin to dethrone Josh Alexander for the Impact World Championship. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm making this a bold prediction. I'm actually going to say we're going to get Josh Alexander, Steve Macklin at next year's Rebellion.
Well, how poetic would that be, considering literally it was literally Rebellion where he got the title back. So, and that's where this obsession with Steve Maclin truly started. All right. Well, that being said, we got 2 matches left, and, well, I feel it's only safe to say that I should still count this as the main event because it's the title, even though we already got our first title match booked for Slammiversary, and it's already got the world talking. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Semi-main event, in my opinion, because what's going on now with all these wrestling shows having a standard? There's not one main event, there's 2, there's 3. So are you just going to call a show main event eventually? Oh, wait, they tried that. It failed horribly. Sorry, not sorry. That being said, here is what I believe is going to be the semi-main event, considering you know what's happening at Slammiversary of one of these 2 sides. As the virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo, the current Impact Knockouts World Champion, tags alongside her Slammiversary opponent, Trinity, taking on the quintessential diva Michelle Shaw and Savannah Evans, and you know Jay Bedell will be in the corner.
Okay. Can they coexist?
Thank you, Jerry. Well, based on the sit-down interview last night with GM Miller, they both seem to have the same consensus. We need to focus on this win, and then we can focus on each other at Slammiversary. But they are not a cohesive unit like Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans have been. And we saw what that dude, the Montney, did 3 times over to Jordan Grace. She's out indefinitely. Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans have been in the ring with both the individual competitors they are facing in this tag team match, and both come out short. So honestly, Deonna Purrazzo said it's just more history. It's going to be the same result. And then for Trinity, it's just one of those frames where she looks to once again leave Giselle Shaw starstruck. James, you and I called Giselle Shaw versus Trinity at Under Siege. You were quite impressed with her first match on Impact Plus and how far Trinity really hasn't lost a step, if only gotten better. That being said, I do wonder, will this be a game of one-upsmanship to see who truly owns the spotlight? Why, Trinity is a former WWE superstar, former SmackDown Women's Champion. Deonna Purrazzo has been the main event, the standard of the Knockouts division since Slammiversary 2020. That being said, Jeff, your thoughts on this tag team match? The result seems obvious, but I do feel like there will be something to consider when it comes to the mentality and the outlook of both champion and challenger for Slammiversary. Your thoughts on this tag?
Well, we've seen nothing but respect, I think, between Trinity and Deonna as of up to right now. So I don't see that changing. I think that they're going to be a cohesive team. They're going to I personally think that they'll put any ill will aside strictly for this match. And I think that this, towards the end, however, you'll see, so even if it's after the match, you'll see something happen that'll set up even more the story for Slammiversary. So I'm going with Deonna and Trinity, but I won't lie, if there wasn't a small part of me that wanted to go for the opponents. So, but I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go Trinity and Deonna to take the victory on this one.
Chris, I don't think Trinity and Deonna could afford any minor setback or botch in front of the other on the road to Slammiversary. But what's your take on this Knockouts tag team match?
Well, I'm keeping this short and very sweet. I picked Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo to win this match, and I'm sticking to them because can they truly coexist? I personally believe we could get some shenanigans.
I expect with Jay Bedell there, I expect shenanigans galore.
Yeah.
But after the match, then after the match tonight, then it's all about moving forward to Slammiversary with Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo. I'm going to tell you, that's going to be a good match. And I'm happy
so far for the pay-per-view might I add.
And personally, I'm happy that Trinity is at a wrestling company and showing that she is ready to work. And personally, I would love for her to return back to WWE, but she wanted to go somewhere else to start her own wrestling career. I'm happy for Trinity. Is she gonna get the Impact Knockouts Championship? I don't know right now. I'm still in the process of thinking about that, we'll talk. But we'll talk more about that match during our Slammiversary predictions video.
John Garner, I'm going to screen cap that, and we'll see if you honestly hold up still to that opinion when we get to Slammiversary, because tonight defines the road to Slammiversary. That being said, Jerry, again, Giselle Shaw, she says the spotlight is only room for one person at the top, and that's Chris the Diva. For Giselle Shaw always putting herself in the spotlight, like she says, at the forefront, that goes to her testament to what she's done since being a part of the Knockouts division. But again, she fell short to Trinity at Under Siege. She fell short to Deonna Purrazzo at Sacrifice. I do feel like here, though, she's not going to be part of the fall. I feel like she's going to be more preserved here, and Savannah Evans might eat the fall because, again, it's a friggin' Diesel and Shawn Michaels thing all over again. But that being said, your outlook on this Knockouts tag match overall?
I see Purrazzo and Trinity losing.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of a classic pratfall here. At some point, there's going to be some sort of miscalculation between Trinity and Deonna, and Deonna's going to walk out of the match saying like Trinity's just not as big of a professional as she is, and she won't tag with her. She'll just walk out, and then Trinity will end up eating the fall for the team, which will only make her more pissed off, and like that'll add to that'll actually make kind of a feud for that match. But yeah, I see Trinity and Deonna losing the match. There's also the idea like that Trinity could beat both Savannah Evans and Giselle Shaw like after Deonna walks out of the match, but I don't see that happening. I see her actually losing the match, and for that to set up for more of like it's like you need to explain yourself kind of that stuff happening on Impact that next night.
That is, well, you are bold for a reason.
Bold. Yep.
Yeah. When I look at the pedigree that Deonna Purrazzo holds herself up to as champion, and
exactly.
it's a similar form factor with Jordynne Grace and Deonna Purrazzo, the two that have redefined this division since Slammiversary 2020, when they were in tag team matches against the Coven. There was one miscommunication spot, and it did cost the team the win for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships, but they still stayed together. I don't necessarily see Deonna Purrazzo leaving because I think Deonna Purrazzo, James, personally, does not see Trinity as big as a star here in Impact as she was in, I'll say it, WWE, because Deonna is the one that's been literally the main event to find this division since 2020. We saw what happened with her first one-on-one encounter verbally when literally Deonna Purrazzo said to Trinity, you were there under the brightest lights and you came here. Opposite what other people do. Why I have stayed here and made this division my own, led by example. So, James, where do you stand in this tag team match, despite Jerry's monkey wrench? That very well now could be a thing.
I still think somehow Deonna and Trinity win. I don't know why. I just don't feel like they're going to go that route. I feel like they're, this is very WWE, can these tag team partners get on? And then they actually win, even though they can't get along. Gee, where have I seen this before?
Except in one end of disqualification. Oh,
yet. Don't give my ideas. But yeah, I find somehow that Trinity and Deonna takes it. I don't think either one of them can really afford a loss right now.
Considering Trinity's undefeated.
Deonna.
Yeah.
And considering Trinity's undefeated, you don't want her to lose that streak right away. So somehow I feel like they're going to win.
Yeah. Jerry, it's just one of those things where right now, I think this is the biggest match they can book considering Trinity's exposure. Trinity's name is going to bring more eyes to the product. That is business. Hello, JJ. Hello, Virtue. That is business 101. People recognize Trinity because of who she was with. As far as company goes, not who she's with necessarily. So that's just why I feel like right now you can't give either of these two any sort of loss in momentum. They have to raise the stakes more so based on their pedigree as competitors and then tolerate each other verbally. It's going to start subtle, simple. We got the simmer in Chicago. I felt there was a little bit of, building hostility there when it comes to respect in the one-on-one last night. And then we'll see who truly controls this match or guides the direction tonight. And then we get more. And then maybe afterwards, Deonna Purrazzo traps Trinity in the Fujiwara armbar or teases that she can do that at any time. Either way, I can't go against the Slammiversary match here. That's why I have to go with that. And the majority agree, by the way, 87%. But hey, you're both for a reason. You very well could be right. All right. Well, we've had a lot of fun. We had a lot of talk. Again, folks, get your predictions in. Link description down below. You still have time. I'll leave it open for a little longer. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend as we get ready for our coverage of the Multiverse of Mia. That being said, it's time for our main event. And Jerry, because we are the original powerful duo, you kick this thing off. Plus, I know how far you go back with this man. What he hasn't done in 20 years, the opponent has done in 2. Why he has catapulted and guided talents like Tyler Black, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Kazuchika Okada, even his own tag partner, Chris Sabin, among others. In his second ever chance for the Impact World Championship, is it just a foregone conclusion? Or, truly, against all odds, could Alex Shelley finally accomplish what has been something that has eluded his entire career? Here we go. The Impact World Championship is on the line as Mayhem for All still runs wild, courtesy of Steve Maclin. That's a hell of a pose. Taking on Alex Shelley, who won the six-pack number one contenders challenge at Under Siege. Nice one, Jeff. Now, Jerry, again, you and I have talked verbatim about Alex Shelley, Motor City Machine Guns. We talked about the roots, the beginnings, Generation Me, and so much more. Yeah. Alex Shelley, this is his second ever chance at the Impact World Championship. What's your thoughts, though, when it comes to the whole idea behind this match? And case in point, if Alex Shelley falls short, could this be literally his last chance?
First off, Generation Me was the Bucks.
Yes.
Like he was part of Generation X in a Ring of Honor. Generation Next.
Generation Next, Jerry. Generation Next, Generation Me, two different things. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So, but anyhow, do I see Alex Shelley winning this match? Unfortunately, no. Only because they're like building Maclin up for Slammiversary.
They have to at this point, I think.
But about to say, it's pretty much like a foregone conclusion that he's going to be in the main event at Slammiversary. So, you know what? This is just fun, and I like being in this league and everything. But I don't really care too much about winning. I'm gonna put my vote for Alex Shelley regardless, because he's just one of my favorite wrestlers. It's one of those situations where there's always going to be that wrestler that I'm going to bet against, no matter what the odds are. And like, if it costs me a point, great. If it gains me a point, God, I'll be in like the minority of that one, and that'll be fantastic. But Alex Shelley for the win.
Oh, that's fair. Oh, that's another knock. Well, at this point, I feel like anybody could truly be a knockout because Gail Kim knows how to book women's wrestling. Learn stuff in our companies. So I'll have to look that up. Thank you for your thoughts there, Trent. Not Beretta, Trent Hatchett. That being said, James, where do you stand on this when it comes to, again, Motor City Machine Guns, both with single championship aspirations? It feels like we're literally going to see the two-man go butt kiss here. Maybe that means they go back after the tag team championships. But that being said, your outlook on this Impact World Championship match?
Mayhem will reign and Mayhem will retain. I don't see Maclin ever losing that title for a while. The only one that can dethrone him, I feel like at this point, would probably be Josh Alexander. And that ain't for a long while. Macklin's in it for the long haul. And I think Alexander might be in over his head with Maclin. So who knows how long this reign will be. But he ain't losing that belt anytime soon now that he's got it. He's got a death grip on that title.
Yeah, and he's willing to do anything to keep it. We saw
that. We saw where he almost bled out to death.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen here. But talk about really putting your whole body into your work. Chris, 90% are actually going with Maclin. A couple of brave souls, not just Jerry, actually did go with Alex Shelley. And that probably just goes to the respect and pedigree of this athlete. But where do you stand here with this Impact World Championship match?
Well, it's going to be an entertaining match with Maclin and Shelley. And I just had a thought. If Chris Sabin were to defeat Trey Miguel tonight, Alex Shelley could get jealous and turn heel on Chris Sabin, and we could get a Chris Sabin Alex Shelley feud for the X Division Championship.
Paparazzi all over again.
That'd be fun.
I had that thought in mind. But as far as this match goes, yeah, Steve Maclin is in for the long haul, and Steve Maclin is going to retain the Impact World Championship, and he's going to have a good match with Nick Aldis, and I sent you my updated prediction for him.
All right, I'll be looking at it. Jeff, at this point, Steve Maclin, he has beaten all sorts of greats, the then and the now, since being part of Impact Wrestling. He's only been part of the company for 2 years. While Alex Shelley has literally hung with insert name here for 20 years. In my opinion, this is more of a proving ground match for Steve Maclin against one of the all-time greats in Impact Wrestling. We saw how far he and Chris Sabin went, James, at Under Siege in a one-on-one X Division. I think Alex Shelley can even push him further than that. So we're going to really see how far Maclin can go, what he's truly capable of, if nothing else. But what's your thoughts, Jeff, with this Impact World Championship match?
Well, pretty much everyone said what I was going to bring up. So it's, but I will say this, that having a tag team doing singles runs, a lot of people would consider that absolutely crazy. Not with these two. These two, we have seen their singles runs, and both can go. When you're in a tag team, usually it's because, of maybe one gets tired quicker than the other or whatever. You got situations like that of why they're a tag team. Right. These guys can pull off anything, singles or tag. So this match here, I don't doubt. In the words of Chris, this is going to be a good match.
Chris, you need to get out a shirt.
Yeah, yes, sell that. It will. Trust me, I will buy one. I do believe that Shelley will definitely give Maclin a run for his money on this. I don't see Maclin losing it though. And you guys were mentioning that the next time you think he might lose it would be against Alexander next year. Who knows? You might see him lose it against Aldis. You really might. I mean,
he can easily regain the belt somewhere down the line before Josh Alexander.
Yeah, but does that not hurt? We talk about championships and the champions behind them all the time. Does that not hurt the identity of the championship if that happens?
No, I personally think that if Aldis ended up taking it from Maclin, you're going to see a rematch for it down the road, obviously. And there's time between that and when Alexander comes back where Maclin can regain the title. I mean, we just saw a title run of 1 year with this title. I don't think they might, but I really personally don't want to see another year-long title run back to back. It just because that makes that stretches this out. I mean, I understand he's Alexander's injured. It sucks, and obviously we wish him the best of luck and a speedy recovery back. But I don't see a back-to-back 1 year reign. I just don't. So I am going with Maclin on this. But I do see Aldis as being the biggest threat to date of Maclin losing that title, and possibly will lose the title to Aldis. Give Aldis that run. It may be 3 months, 4 months, whatever. Have the rematch, have Maclin gain it back, and then you can still have Maclin and Alexander. I mean, the ending result is still there, but you don't need another full year title run to do it.
Or maybe Maclin loses the belt, and then after a while, he's in line to be a number one contender again. Josh Alexander steps in. They have the number one contenders match off of that.
Man, call your shot gauntlet. He invades that and takes advantage like Moose did one year at Bound for Glory, because the call your shot gauntlet can literally throw a monkey wrench in the Impact World Championship, because while Josh is also the longest reigning champion in this company's history, he's also the shortest.
Yeah.
So that's fair. But also, you figure about, again, you guys are talking about maybe Macklin loses Summerversary. Imagine if both Macklin and Deanna loses their titles at Summerversary. That's a complete reset for this company.
It could happen.
Mm-hmm. And again, they're the power couple of the industry. So, I mean, even though they haven't really, defined that at all as far as their roles go in Impact Wrestling, which I also respect, individually leading their own divisions. All right. Well, that being said, guys, good conversation all around. Either way, Against All Odds is definitely going to, I feel, surprise us. There's a couple of matches with, again, suspension of disbelief, and this 841, this first time ever, Impact Wrestling, once again, changing the game like they do. I'm curious not only who will be the number contender, but what other feuds come out of it. I mean, honestly, Speedball My Billy to me would be a first ballot candidate to challenge Steve Macklin for the Impact World Championship, but he's just coming back from Best Super Juniors, and he also is coming up that feud against Jonathan Gresham. You got Rich Swann, who's basically a member of OVE. I think that Lethal Lockdown match is more realistic to be the next role for him, it seems. And then you have Masha Slavis and Killer Kelly that are literally just testing each other's vitality and brutality on their way to possibly be the next knockout tag team champion. So, again, there's a lot of things to think about overall, but this should be a very fun show because these Impact Wrestling monthly specials are always a good go-to say the least, and they do hold up to pay-per-view levels. Sean, I do understand that her contract is up January 1st, but it doesn't mean she can't renew, and folks, trust me, all of us are well aware that the entire scope of the wrestling industry will be redefined in 2024. We got to get for the rest of 2023. Appreciate it, Jeff. And that being said, me and James, will soon be changing feeds and be a part of the Multiverse of Me as we get ready to call this. So thank you, everybody, once again, for tuning in to another See the Predicting panel. It was very impactful and fun, too. And you guys also still drive me crazy. Damn you. That being said, Jerry, always a pleasure. Anything you want to promote, where do people find you?
Well, that was a stupendous show that we just did.
Yeah, stupid idea from creative.
It was a stupendous idea from Stupid Creative.
That's good.
Okay, there's too many S's here, and this doesn't sound S rank right now like you can get in Street Fighter 6 if you're that good. Anyway, Gary, continue.
Good reference.
All right, you can visit my stupendous Twitter account, which is Gerald_JSJ, and my stupendous Facebook group, RBAR, all capital, RMBAR.
Exclamation point. Don't forget it.
We have wrestling discussion, wrestling memes, pretty much all that jazz. Thank you guys, and we'll see you again this next month.
Yeah, about to say, he is the guy that always leaves an impact, and I'm sure he's going to leave in a bigger impact when it comes to Slammiversary, because this is Jerry's fun, I would say. Although, Jerry, you do realize Forbidden Door is also in between here, and that's going to be more than stupendous. That's going to be spectacular. There, I said it. That being said, Jerry, thank you. Always appreciate you. Good luck tonight. Make sure you submit your picks and finalize them, too. Chris, always a pleasure. I love the fact that you are open-minded and to all things wrestling, like me, quite to a degree, as you participate in all 5 leagues. Damn it, Ring of Honor next month. God bless it. But anything you want to promote, and where can people find you? There's too much wrestling.
Well, you could put
my
up
brain.
You could put up my social media accounts.
This guy's got a lexicon bigger than this graphic when it comes to social media.
Well, let me start off on my Twitter. My Twitter is uppercase C lowercase ROTZ 24. My Discord is CROTS2423. My Insta is CMROTZ_6472.
All the numbers.
My Facebook is Christopher Rots. My Snapchat is C_Rots17. My TikTok is Rots_2423.
First fan of the generation.
It's always been a pleasure coming on the Simply Predicting panels. The next time you'll see me will be this Sunday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, when I am on the return of the Wrestling Roundtable.
This guy should go into marketing with how much he promotes.
I know, right?
So I'm ready for Sunday night. But that's not all. The next time we'll be here for Simply Predicting of this month. And Noah, you have the graphics for
because I'm crazy.
that. So the next time you'll be seeing us is Forbidden Door. So that
Let's freaking go! Continue.
That is going to be and then we got Money in the Bank coming up in July, and then we got Slammiversary in July. We got Ring of Honor in July, and Noah, you forgot about this. You have to add this to the Simply Predicting panel.
What?
We got on Sunday, July 30th, we got NXT, the Great American Bash.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Damn it!
So.
But that's not his NXT. That's why he didn't put it down there.
It's better than what it used to be, but yeah, it's still not my NXT!
But overall, I had a good time. Check out, if you want to be on the Simply Predicting panels, hit myself, hit Jeff, hit Noah, hit anybody up, and we'll be happy to get you on Simply Predicting for the second half of 2023. So good luck to everybody, and remember, say yes to NoDQ.com.
Aaron Riff approved. Jeff, he kind of plugged already your show coming out Sunday and kind of your channel, but hey, why don't you go ahead and reinforce it? Anything else you want to plug and promote?
I was saying, well, why am I here? First of all, MWO is a wrestling league. Feel free to join us if you would like to. We're starting up on July 1st, the week ending July 1st for Season 5. We did have a winner for Season 4, that being Mrs. All Elite. Ashley has come out on top and the winner of Season 4, so congratulations to her. As Chris said, Wrestling Roundtable over on Meltdown here on Facebook. We're bringing it back this Sunday, as we've had 3 months off. Got things settled down now, so we're ready to kick it off with a bang. Chris will be there. We'll have the whole gang there. We'll have Justin Marchesini will be there. And yes, I did pronounce his name right. We have Mark Griffith will be there, and Bradley Campbell will be there. So we'll have a 5-man panel this week for the return of the Wrestling Roundtable. Also, we do have a website that Noah did bring forth earlier. That will be mwl.webador.com, WEBADOR. So we'll want to make sure the spelling's right on that. That will be updated week to week with our league that's going on. If you want to participate in the league, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on Meltdown. Heck, just click follow or join on MWL, and we'll get you in there, set you up with the character, and we're going to get ready for a wild 40 weeks, guys. So we're in this for the long haul.
I mean, are we not already? And it's only the half of the year. I mean, I'm just saying. Hey,
I will make a point, too, that Mr. Meacham there forgot AOL. You got to get the AOL name in there, too.
I haven't heard AOL since the freaking 90s. What the heck are you talking about?
You guys want an IM message chat on AOL.com?
That's right. AOL.com.
Oh, God.
Say like AJ Styles with no DQ. AOL.com.
I can almost hear the dial-up over here at this
The freaking blue light from Kmart. The freaking internet. Oh, God.
Where did I start? Oh, good Lord.
What have you done? Thank goodness I have a stable connection.
There we go.
All right. James, I see your screen, man. So it looks like you got your plugs going. Oh, hell. I feel like Jeff's body just curved.
Yeah, well, it might curve more. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see everything that's coming up on demand, with the exception of the rundown, which I don't have a graphic for yet, but that will be coming next week. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, Wrestling Rundown on Wrestling Fortune 44 Incorporated, youtube.com/user/Wrestling Fortune 44 Birdman. That will be where you can see the return of the Wrestling Rundown and the premieres of AEW Spark and WWE Aftershock, which debuted this week, or returned this week, rather. Back to normal schedule for everything, thank God. So yeah, be on the lookout for all that. This week, that channel has every show literally on it. So there you go. This year we actually did something good. So there you go.
Hey, nice.
As far as that goes, you can check out all this other stuff coming up on FTW Productions.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now.
Yes, that's why I did it.
Button Masters Stable Wars entire playlist.
Excalibur shells.
FTW Productions watch party for WrestleMania Go Home Raw.
I'm gonna need another can of
Mistress
popcorn.
Audio dramatic readings featuring voice actors from Weymouth Youth Wrestling. All retro wrestling review series videos on demand and upcoming.
Show the full QR code.
All WrestleMania themed retros available now on demand.
Right now as it's on.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play
the QR code's
series.
a little close there.
WrestleMania 19 Revenge Mode Let's Play series.
Well, hey, I have it in like
all of a Simple Man's Brand
true.
Simply
If people
Predicting
just pause the
panels.
video, I'll be like, oh, there's a QR code for that.
Both episodes of the Don DeMarco Show.
Just wait till the next friggin' inception of codes.
AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indie Force episode 26, available now on
That's
demand.
the Yahoos right there.
Jeff Meacham Network, all watch-along events. AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home Show Watch Party, available now on demand. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring
And one of these days
Captain
I'll add the
18
impact to
Studios.
that as well.
Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting. Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news. ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Wrestling with Idiocy Episode 8. Fast Food and Restaurants Discussion.
Restaurant
Onto the video.
Did anybody? You know what? Just for fun, real quick. So
right.
real quick, just for fun, I want
Go
to
for
just show this. I'm gonna mute. Can anybody? I just want to show this off. Did anybody see all the fast food places are spelled differently than they usually are?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Goob.
Taco Baco, tinkle outside the binkle.
Oh my God, Dunkin' Donuts.
America run no dun dun.
Nicky Idiot.
Spubby.
Gordon
Damn it,
Cole.
James! You freaking idiot!
Hey,
Idiot.
instead of
Idiot.
KFC, it's fuck.
Oh my God.
And then instead of I can't believe it's not butter, it's oh fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
That store's not never freaking
That
see the
one's
light of
great.
day. Oh God,
And then
you're an idiot.
My personal favorite, with the exception of Bubger Kurg, have it in a way, is Apple Bapples Never Horror Driven Bin. So there you
All right. Very nice, James. Very nice. You're crazy, but bravo.
That was it. That's all I wanted to show.
All right. Well, good deal. Well, that being said, hope everybody enjoyed the conversation as we get ready to wrap things up and move over to the Japanese Nerd Multiverse of Mia for our preview show and play-by-play coverage of Against All Odds. Thank you to the 34 of you that got in. Again, I see your comments here. Go, Alex. I believe in Joe Hendry. He's a believer. The Rascals return during an Ultimate X match. That's interesting. This one was hard. Had to go with my heart and some. I think I'm going to bomb this. LOL. TNA. Wrestling, that's it. I completely believe in Joe Hendry. It's going to be a good show, among other thoughts here, too. But again, thank you all for your participation. Thank you to my panelists who were part of the discussion. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in. If you want to know more about me, though, know this, for I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of Here We Go, because I know everybody likes to say it at once. It's going to be a clusterfuck, but fuck it. 3, 2, 1. That was so confuddled, but I digress. Follow me on Twitter and on YouTube primarily, and at Foster 9016 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, my AEW family on the Twitter. If you want to be part of the Predictions League, find me on the Twitter. That's where you'll find the forums and the league leaderboards primarily. Also, the community tab on my YouTube channels, where you'll also find the forums and for good updates of videos I do, either on my channel or across the multiverse too. As Jeff alluded to, I will be, of course, bringing back AEW Spark Weekly as part of Wrestling Fortunes with Owen Finch. Maybe Zero will join at times too. Stay tuned for more on that. There'll be another ATW View impromptu ahead of Forbidden Door, because that's what me and my family love to do. Stay tuned for the weekly Saturday Night Shenanigans that are Open Mic Night hosted by JJ Williams. And again, as Chris alluded to, there's a whole lot more city predicting coming up, and several of these shows will also have simple takes with them. The next time we're with you is Forbidden Door, followed by Money in the Bank, Summerversary, Great About Death for Dishonor, SummerSlam, Impact, and NGW, Multiverse United 2, Impact Emergence, and AEW All In. Before we talk about what's ahead in September, including but not limited to All Out and Victory Road. And of course, coming up very soon on the Multiverse Media is our first ever play-to-play coverage of the premiere episode of Collision, where the main event now known is CM Punk and FTR versus Jay White, Samoa Joe, and Juice Robinson. But immediately following that, God help me, match game where I'll be playing both host and panelist. And that's just some of the stuff coming up here shortly in the Multiverse Media too. But as always, I'd like to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters, just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too. Treasure your families, and just enjoy live and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. And the bell video goes live on demand on any of our channels on the Multiverse of Media. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like, support Cassidy Agency Studio, support Jeff Meacham, give them a super sticker, give them a super chat. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Just a passion, because our content creativity and our passions are not going to have anytime soon. For the entire Impactful family, for the entire Impactful League, for this entire Impactful panel, for Christopher Ross, Jeff Chadwick, James Hebert, and General Jerry Against All Odds, I thank you once again for tuning in. For I am the simple man of the simple brand. My name is Noah Foster, and we will see you here shortly on the other side of the multiverse with Against All Odds. But until next time for here, make a positive impact in life, and as always, have a good night. You guys are all fucking insane.
We are Red Party in 3, 2, 1.
Dadgummit.